Hi, I'm Tosh with Pop Nonsense.
Hi, I'm Gregor. This is Sid.
Uh, I'm literally just back with my t-shirt. What did you wear?
Losers Club
Did
t-shirt.
you wear that one? I thought more people would speak to me about this, but nobody even looked the road I'm on. Probably because I'm a 30-year-old wearing a Simpsons t-shirt.
I was cutting about, puffing my chest out, and I got nothing.
um, so I man, you seen it at 2 o'clock,
I did.
and I seen it at 8. Before we start, did you get one of these?
Got something? No.
Did you not?
No.
It's a good thing I got more than one then, innit? They were handing them out in the lobby, like free it prints. So
Oh, you're an actual hero.
So
I'm so chuffed about that.
I picked up a few because I just knew. Do you know what I mean? But
Oh, that's it.
so, what did you think?
Loved it.
So did I, man.
Absolutely loved it.
I thought it was absolutely so. What was the? What did you find the most surprise? What did you think about the opening, the whole way it started and all that? We should probably say they know that there's going to be spoilers if anybody's watching this.
Yeah. Let's just bring you in with the spoilers
So-
right from the start.
What did you think of the start?
I was worried at first because of all the adverts that we've seen. That I was thinking, oh well, I've already seen that bit, I've already seen this bit. I felt like they'd done well with the adverts because you saw some of it, and then there's another wee bit,
Yep.
just in the teeth. But the start of it, I really liked the way that Pennywise was talking. It was as if he was like, I don't really know how to speak to people.
Yep.
And the bit when he was kind of chatting, he was actually starting to work his magic. Georgie was liking him,
Yep.
and then it's like he just kind of froze and just stared, and I was like, oh man, that is fantastic.
See,
Then he obviously,
what I'd say
kinda-
to Kirsten on the way home, because we were talking about that scene with Tim Curry
yeah,
and how this will sound daft, but Tim Curry was a clown, but
yeah,
that Pennywise was otherworldly. Do you know what I
very
mean?
much
I
so.
always thought that the Tim Curry, you never really got the feeling that it was it. Like it was a pan-dimensional space being. Whereas with this,
He was too comfortable with being a clown.
yep, yep, and then with this it was like I knew. The other thing I thought that really came across well was the mouth. Like see the way the mouth changed. You just knew. It was like that's feeding time. Whereas with the Tim Curry one, it was like oh scary face. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't quite the same. Obviously, things have came on quite a bit in the last 27 years
Yeah.
with the old CGI, but I just thought it was phenomenal.
Um, all in all, I'm not a huge CGI fan, but I quite enjoyed the use of it in this. There was the Stan's fair, the painting woman.
Yep.
It done what it had to do. It's freaked me out a couple of times. Not a huge fan of that. I'd have preferred an actual woman,
Right.
like with this weird squonky face
Right.
coming. I'm a fan of that. Like even, or maybe it's just my phase and phobias. Like see mascots and things like that. Folk wearing costumes or folk wearing masks. I can't look at them. I don't deal well with that. So if you've got a real person, no matter how bad they look, if it's a real person, like see Power Rangers, that used to unsettle me. I never, I think I was just a bit too old. I came along at the wrong time, but it unsettled me because it was like real people. There was actual something there. No matter how bad it was physically there.
See, I thought the whole thing, the way what you were saying about the trailer, like you just got because the only dialogue you hear at that bit was the "here, just take it" or "here, take it," and that whole bit for me when I heard that I was like, "This is going to be great." it just settled me in, where I was like, this is exactly, they haven't went too far field and tried to make it completely different. They know the source material and they've kept it the way that it should be. But I honestly, I don't even know if I can nip it. I don't know if I'm going to be quite fanboy, because I've literally just back, and I don't know if I can find hundreds of fault in it.
That's the thing. I was talking about it on the way home, and I was saying about, oh, they could have done this, they could have, and it wasn't. I wouldn't have said it was fault. When you've got something that's got an original source material of a book, then there's another film miniseries.
Yep.
You're always going to get, what about this, what about that? But at no point during the film, this was only afterwards when I was thinking back, at no point during the film was I thinking, oh, I wish this was happening. I was just invested in what was actually happening in the film and enjoying it.
See, I think Richie came across as a much better character.
He was fantastic.
Just absolutely brilliant. And stuff like that, like things like, I think there's some things, watching that and knowing more about the book and stuff now, like the Stan Uris bits, where he eventually, you see it feeding on him. You kind of lose that in the miniseries, and then in the second part of that, you're like, why is he not going back? But he's seen something that no one else had seen, and I think bits like that get lost. Maybe it's just been so long since the last time I seen it, but bits like that, I think they got absolutely. There's bits missing, because the whole way through, I'm like, when's the werewolf? I remember a werewolf. Do you know what I mean? And things like that.
Era though.
But I just thought it was great. Do you know the one thing that annoyed me, and it wasn't even to do with the film? It's been a long time since I've been in a cinema with people.
Oh, I was saying, go during the day on a work day. It was quiet at the time today. People
are idiots. Like, just see, and it's. Do you know what? See the bit. You're in the third act, right? It's all tense. They're in this. They've went into the well. Everything's happening, and he sees Georgie, and he goes up, and you know that it's not Georgie, but you don't know that he doesn't know that that's Georgie. Someone took a picture of the screen. Someone took their phone out and took a picture of the screen, and the whole room lit up, and I was like, I'm watching a film. Do you know what I mean? Totally killed it for me, and so they can put it in Snapchat. People are. I don't want to swear, but they are idiots. Because you're holding a baby, I'm trying not to.
Nah, don't worry about that.
But that stuff like that, it's been so long since. In fact, the last time that happened, when we went to see the Woman in Black years ago.
Yeah.
What's his face? What was Harry Potter? Daniel Radcliffe film, right? Because Kirsten wanted to see it, so we went, and the full way through it, there's people behind me talking, and just kept talking and talking and talking, and I lost my shit at this point. Like I was about 45 minutes in, and I held my coat, and I turned round. I was like, "Do you want to get a buy?" But it turns out they were all like 12 and dog in school. So the big hairy guys like that, "Rap it!" and they all just kind of dispersed, and I felt so bad. So I always knew before I shout at people, I check to see whether they're of age to berate.
I remember years ago went to see The Blair Witch just after it was out in the Paisley. Was it Paisley? Linwood, you know that?
Yeah, Linwood, aye.
And during it, the place was that way when there's no free seats at all. And there was a guy walking through the woods, and there's a guy shouting, "Oh, it looks like Ibrox," and he's obviously got a drink in him.
Yeah.
And he gets shouting things out every so often about like what he's seen in front of him, and everyone's just, you know, that way when you're just stewing and you're like, I don't want to be the guy to make a scene here. Then the police came in and hustled him out, which was bonus. So
someone pocket dialed the cops.
There's
a guy in here. So the film, I thought it was. I'm so happy. I genuinely think it was just.
There's so much hype. It's so easy to be let down. Even if something's good, if it's been built up that high, you go and say, well, that was wrong, that was wrong. There's a few things. I've got a wee notepad up in the top corner here, so if you see my eyes wandering, so don't forget to say some things. But there's things like, obviously in the book and in the miniseries, Georgie is dead. We know he's dead. They're not looking for Georgie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Andy Machete's, he's not one to be like, I'm making this my own, because it has a source material. Stephen King, I think, had an input in everything, but he has gone different ways and things like the Barons as well. The Barons are a huge, huge part of it. They weren't really a huge part of this.
Yep.
But I wasn't sat there like, where's the Barons? Where's the Barons? It was afterwards when I was talking about it, and I was like, there wasn't much of the Barons. It didn't feel like there was bits missing, although there was, and you're always going to get that with that source material. They were going to have to go, like, right, we'll include this, we can't include that.
Yeah.
Things like Patrick Hockstetter.
I expected him to last longer. I didn't think he was in and out. I thought there was going to be the whole thing with the fridge that we'd spoke about and all that sort of stuff, and it just totally.
And there's things like, you could talk about his character in it. From his character in the book, he's the ultimate outsider. He's just this weird, horrible, creepy. But in this, he seemed to be almost second in command, where he seemed to have a bit of something about him. It's like he knew what was going on. It wasn't this Hockstetter for the book.
Yeah.
It was a different character. But again, I wasn't disappointed with it. And the way that he went, that freaked me out a bit.
Was that different for the book then, how he went out?
Yeah, because he's, again, spoilers, but in the book, he has a fridge in the Barrens.
Yeah.
And first off, I think he starts putting in, he finds dead animals and puts them in, and then he keeps going back to see what they're like. Then he takes live animals and puts them in, and keeps going back to see how they're getting on, like how they're slowly dying.
Yeah. Then
eventually he goes back, opens the fridge, and these flying leech kind of things, which then fucking scud and get him kind of thing. So he goes running off. I think it's Beverly sees this.
Right.
She's hiding in the bushes. She sees this happening, but it's this. Not only is it like a horrible way for him to go, but it's like an insight into this guy where he's like, it's like animal abusers for me. I'm missing something.
Yeah.
And this guy, well, when you read about his character in the book, he was very, very deeply troubled. If you can even say troubled, he was proper not right. So it seemed a very different character from the Patrick Hockstetter in the film, who seemed to have a bit of something about him, like almost maybe even on a par with Henry Bowers at the start. He seems to be in control of what's going on around them.
Well, the other two, I don't remember their names, but the other two with Henry, they seem to have there was a conscience there with they two.
Yeah, you could see them looking something like when he's carving his name into Ben's stomach.
That bit there, that was everything that I seen in the film. That was the bit that made me go, like, I actually moved when I seen him, because I was like, that's really quick to get into set up how much of an arsehole Henry Bowers is.
Yeah.
And that bit there, I was like, that made me jump more than anything else. The guy next to me, when Beverly gets gripped by Pennywise on the throat, he jumped about 6 foot into the air, to the point there was people around the book going, "You okay, man? Are you feeling okay?" But like that bit where he carves his stomach, that I was like, it'd be really cool if in the second one, when they do part 2, that you see the scars, because there was a bit where Ben gets clawed as well.
Yeah.
And you start to see the war wounds are like, do you know what I mean? Because they play on that in the mini-series, don't they, where they don't quite believe that whole thing happened that whole time ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They kind of toy with that idea.
In the book and in the miniseries, I struggle to remember. It's been a while, but I'm sure that as soon as it happens, kind of thing, it starts fading away like a dream, and they all leave apart from Mike, and the scars go away and everything, Bill's stutter goes away. When Mike phones them all to say it's back, again, this might be kind of spoiler material for the next one.
Yep.
When he phones to say they're coming back, it's back. Bill's stutter comes back a bit. Ben, I'm sure Ben in the bar, he's like drinking like he's trying to kill himself.
Mm-hmm.
And he says like, I've not seen this scar in 30 years or whatever, but, well, 27 years I presume it would be, going by everything that's been said in the last couple of days. But the scars come back out of nowhere kind of thing, so it's like these, like, everything fades away, so everyone forgets. It's as if it's like the kind of, like, it's got this thing where it's like it can do all this stuff, but everyone forgets about it, so
Yep.
they can just build up this weapon of destruction for 27 years, then just go in and destroy it. It's like, so I think for the next one, I think the scars will come back when they start remembering.
And they see that. See the way that the film looked.
Yeah.
To me, like the actual. I'm not a big one for cinematography, and like a lot of my friends when they were watching Dunkirk were like, "Oh, that bit there was the way they shot that." I'm more into the people kind of thing,
Yeah.
but the film looked grim.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? The whole from beginning to the end, there was always this era. There's just something not quite right. Like,
Do you know what? I was, see, getting near the end of the film, I was proper bit mad with the music as well. Of Batman, see the Batman where, what do you call him, Keaton and Nicholson and that.
it's Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. It's the first one.
With that, in fact, Lauren was saying on the way home, did you see the films that were on at the cinema in it? Batman was one of them. It put me in mind of that, because the kind of, that whole gothic thing
Yeah.
was in the house on Newbolt Street with the tree and everything. There's a very kind of gothic feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
At points for this beautiful scenic town that looks amazing, like the dream town kind of thing.
Yep.
But there's this underlying current of something.
There's just something not quite right. The bit where, well, I was laughing because the bit where they're trying to help Ben because he's been cut, and Bev's in the chemist in the pharmacy, and she's talking to the guy about his glasses, right? Now I made the joke in that. Remember we made that the 1980s thing, and I called him Uncle Muncie, which is obviously what your creepy uncle is called. And I was looking at it going, I've seen it in the future, because that bit there, it was like, oh, really, like this is, because the Bev stuff's hard to watch. It's not an easy.
He was fantastic, and she was really good. And I saw a lot of things kind of when images started coming out of who was playing who, and there was folks saying like, "Oh, she shouldn't be playing Bev. That's nothing what Bev looks like. Look, she's got short hair. She looks like a boy and everything." That all kind of comes about. Well, you find out why in that.
Yeah.
But in the book, and in this to an extent, Bev, see for being like a 12 or 13-year-old girl, like she's quite sexualised.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the way that people look at her and talk about her and act around her and everything.
Yeah.
The way her dad treats her, and the way like her dad treats her is like a man that's seen someone becoming a woman. The way the boys treat her when they're cutting about in the tiny whities,
Aye.
they're like seeing a woman for the first time kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing for me about Bev's character is that for the whole thing she seems dead kind of in control. She wasn't scared of it. She was, even with her dad, what her dad was going on, she seemed quite in control considering what was going on there.
Yep.
And, which makes me wonder how in the next one, when she's grown up and she's got an abusive husband and everything, how did she get to that point? Because she's probably the strongest character, even including Bill, because Bill was always seen as the strongest one, but Bill's scared at bits, like, whereas in this, she's not. But I think she was a fantastic character. She was brilliant. All the kids were brilliant.
I think the casting was brilliant. I really think they done everything that way. Like Eddie's mum,
Yeah.
like all that stuff. Like even they were wasn't just, no one was like I'll just get this. It was like everybody was thought about.
Yeah.
Did you see any Easter eggs?
There was Bill's T-shirt at one point.
Right.
He was wearing a Tracker Brothers Trucks T-shirt.
Uh huh.
The Tracker Brothers in the book, out the back of their building, their work building, was an old baseball field with the, I think, I can't remember, one of them sees something kind of dodgy there, but they used to play baseball and stuff, and I think when they come back as well, one of them visits it in the book anyway, so that was like a big bit for me, was just, it doesn't get mentioned apart for that, but Will's wearing a t-shirt. There's a wee bit that I noticed as well, that you know how Ben and Beverly's kiss at the end?
Uh-huh.
When Ben kind of sneaks a look into her room and the camera pans round, there's the Frog and the Prince book.
Yep.
Which is the kind of kiss the prince and well, I don't really know, that's some kind of kissing situation. So I suppose that would be more a Sleeping Beauty kind of kiss to wake her up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there was definitely like, when it showed you that book, I thought surely that's got to come back at some point.
Yeah. I noticed when they're going in and they're getting tooled up, when they're getting all their weapons, and Richie picks up the beer bottle.
Yeah.
That was Bob Gray's beer.
What is it?
That's what the label said Bob Gray on it. And I was like,
totally missed that.
Magic. And I thought Gregor have seen that. He'll have spotted that a mile away. And he turns the bottle, and that's what it was Bob Gray's. So I looked at it for loads of stuff. There was really obvious ones like the Beetlejuice poster, the Gremlins posters, the Nightmare on Elm Street 5, and stuff like that, which I think, because it's New Line, would have been an obvious nod to Wes Craven, because all the Freddys were New Line. One of the things we were talking about in the way back was we actually spoke about Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Because in the first, because Kirsten was saying she didn't find it scary, it was more jumpy than scary.
Yeah.
And what I'd say when we were talking about it, like the first Nightmare on Elm Street, you hate Freddy. Do you know what I mean? You don't like Freddy Krueger. By the time we hit at number 3 and it's Dream Warriors, you just kill them all, Freddy. And it was kind of like that with Pennywise, because he's such a character that he's such an anti-hero almost, that he's no, you're going to get jumps, but I'm going, when's he coming back?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas I'm not watching a film where I'm like, I don't want to see the monster because I'm genuinely terrified of it. Plus I'm 30 again, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't expect to go there.
There were times when I was genuinely scared, and to be honest with you, the music I thought was fantastic, but I've been buzzing for the music, and just before the film started, I was like to Lauren and Sam, was like, the score gets released today, so that's on Spotify and all that.
Yep.
I was saying to her in the drive home, I was like, right, I'm downloading that, and I'll take the dog a big long walk so I can listen to it. By the time I started taking the dog for a walk, it was dark, and I started walking towards the park. I got 4 songs in. I have never been as scared in my life.
Really?
Honestly, I was shitting myself. I was like, Cullinan Park's so dark, it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
So I had to put something else. I put on Elton John. I walked back to the scheme. I was like, I need some of the lights. I was freaking out, man. Because like, I was walking under underpasses, and I was like in the middle of the underpass, no lights, totally dark. You can see the light at the end of the underpass.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, oh, imagine it, just like the wee hands round the corner and in the head.
Yeah.
So in my head, that is happening any second now. You know what, we when like, you ever running up the stairs in the dark and thinking someone's just about to grab my foot? I was like that for about 20 minutes with this dog, like that, shitting myself. And he was starting to freak out because I was,
It's mirrors that freak me out.
Mirrors?
Mirrors, when you look in a mirror and it's you, and then you turn away and then it's something else. That freaks me out. See Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
because there's a lot of him looking at Frank in the mirror. Used to freak me the fuck out, man.
Jacob's Ladder.
Sorry?
Have you ever seen Jacob's Ladder?
No.
Fantastic. That film scares the shit out of me. Great film, highly recommend it, and I'm pretty sure there's a mirror situation in that.
Right, brilliant. Now the mirror thing really freaks me out. What was your scariest bit?
Sorry, that was Lauren just coming down the stairs there, and I thought it was coming for me.
Scariest bit, and then we'll wrap it up. What do you think?
Oh, hold on a second, man. I've got a list. In the
Right,
top
go for it, man.
Hold on. Right, I've talked about all them. What a knob. Richie, we talked about Richie and Mr. Keen, Dr. Keen, whatever he's called, the creepy pedo.
Yeah.
We've talked about Richie. Right, I've got a couple of bits up here. The last things was, I think, maybe one of the scariest bits for me, apart from the obvious jumps, and one of my favourite bits in it, see what I was saying about, like, I prefer real things to CGI.
Mm-hmm.
See when Mike's getting a doing of them, and he's kind of on the ground and his vision's kind of blurry, and then he sees it in like the reeds at the side of the water.
With it.
Amazing.
That was great. I forgot about that bit. That was magic. Because then after that happens, they reference it, where they say that they found a half-chewed arm.
The Cochrane boys, that.
I forgot about that bit. That bit was great. That was spot on. Absolutely spot on.
And it was, because it was like, normally it's like this creepy setting or something's kind of happened and then it appeared. Whereas this was like, he's getting a battering, it's just sitting in the grass just watching him.
Mm-hmm.
It makes that made it seem a lot realer to me.
Yeah.
They're waiting. Oh, that was fantastic. What about you? What was your scariest bit?
I quite liked the fridge.
Oh,
when he kind of folded out the fridge, because that kind of weird. There's a couple of films I've watched. Is it Wreck? There's a Spanish Wreck and there's the American Wreck, and it's that really juddery movement. Really
do you know what? I think the guy that plays the hobo, is he in that? I think he might be in that. He's in a few things.
The guy that plays the hobo?
Yeah. You know the hobo?
What hobo?
Union Street. With a missing nose and that scares the life out of Eddie.
Oh, that, right. The leper.
Yeah.
The leper.
Well, Javier Botet, he's, like, in real life, he's like 6'4", 6'5", big, skinny, freaky looking dude, plays a lot of freaky looking characters. But I thought he was really good in it. But I think he's in kind of similar stuff, but that jolty movement thing, like the headless guy with wee Ben in the library.
Yeah.
The way that thing moved.
Yeah.
Because if it was just a headless thing lumbering in, you'd think, well, obviously you'd shit yourself, but obviously you'd think, right, I can get by this. But the way it kind of was moving that jolty way, it's so unsettling.
I love that stuff. I can't remember the name of the film off the top of my head now, but that he's in. I'm just going to make a face and forget, but there is one where he plays a man and it's really... Oh no, it's a woman he plays. And it's really juddery and it really freaks me out, that movement. That and mirrors. If I ever find a mirror with somebody cutting shapes, that's me, I'd lose my shit. So what else have you got on your list, Gregor? You took notes, I didn't I? just ate popcorn and drank full fat Coca-Cola.
What did you think Henry Bowers' dad being the policeman?
Well, it kind of threw me off because I don't remember him being a policeman. I don't remember even...
I think in the book he was a farmer.
Right.
They had beef with Mike Hanlon because his farm was like...
Right. A competitor.
Yeah. But even the thing about Mike Hanlon, his parents, the way they died, was the hands kind of coming through the bun and hands coming through the door.
Yeah.
When you saw the clip originally, you couldn't help but think, because in the book and the mini-series, he was the history buff, but his grandpa used to tell him about the Black Spot, the Black Spot Club, where there was a file, which I think it does get, like, see when they're looking in Ben's room and the newspaper cuttings and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does get a mention that way, but I do as a club, and loads of folk were burnt to death, and I thought it looked a lot more like that. Even after he tells the story of his parents,
Yeah.
it looked like there's a lot of people trying to get out of somewhere.
Yeah.
Rather than anything else. So I thought that was a bit strange how they kind of went that way. But it's just still really good. There's things like that I'm like, oh, what about this? What about that? But I'm not bothered by them.
No, it doesn't take away from the. How it was really busy when I went.
Yeah.
Like, it was really, really busy. So I think it's going to do remarkably well. Like, I don't think anybody can say that it's been even a moderate success. I think it's been huge. The one thing that did disappoint me was, like, I'd seen all these things on Facebook about people, like the red balloons everywhere and all that, and stuff. They never made that much of a deal. Like, I thought there'd be at least red balloons or some sort of thing out in the cinema.
Yeah.
Like, it's here sort of thing, but there was nothing like that. I made a big deal about it the whole way up the road, going, oh, they'll have this and there'll be this, and there was nothing. I feel like a bit of a tit.
I thought it was going to be all out, and I never saw any cardboard cutouts or anything.
No, there was nothing like that. No, there was nothing. There was tons of stuff for Kingsman.
I quite like Kingsman.
Not really my bag. The spy thing just goes over the top of my head, man. I'm not like
James Bond did a womp and whistle. I'm not a fan of that, but I think because Kingsman, I wasn't expecting much from it the first time I watched it, and I was pleasantly surprised.
But by how not pish it was.
Yeah, it's kind of that way. I don't think there's anything else about it that.
I just thought it was really good. I genuinely think it was like. I'm really looking forward to the next one. I think they've got a big ask. Because the thing about the mini-series is the first part is brilliant. Out of the two of them, it's brilliant. The second, I think it's really difficult to convey the same level of threat and fear when it's adults.
Yeah.
Because I watched that film and thought I was a wee guy. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing with Losers Club. Like, you can't help but associate with them.
Yeah.
And where a lot of horror films go wrong is either, oh, this is scary, or this is a good story. It's like you can't, the two are mutually exclusive kind of thing. Like, you can't have both.
Yeah.
Whereas it is a great story, we all know that. It's just being able to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I read it, it's kind of like old friends, like, you know, that kind of. I know that sounds cliched and everything, but it's like you know these characters, and it's like, oh, he's like that, and he's like that. So it's you can associate with them and you care about each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas normally in a horror film, you just like get that one killed.
Yeah.
And then,
it's the Deadpool. What one do you think is going first? Kind of thing. But
I think with the second one, I have heard. Obviously, there's a lot of talk at the moment about who's going to be in the next one, what it's going to be about. But there's a bit of talk about how the next one's going to focus a bit more on its. Well, I don't know whether it's its backstory. Because you missed that in the miniseries. The book obviously goes into
detail
where it's from and everything, how it came to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they're going to maybe look into that, maybe even look into some of the previous things that had happened, although they did briefly kind of with the ironworks, the Kitchener ironworks explosion.
Mm-hmm.
Or whether or not that's one for It 7, The Revenge.
Many turtles did you see?
All that.
Many turtles did you see?
Turtles. Do you know what? I don't think they mentioned the turtle in the water.
Yeah, and then it's the toy that Bill picks up when he goes into George's room, and they go downstairs. He picks up a Lego turtle. So I was on the lookout for turtles because I'd heard a lot about turtles.
Well, so many things. Like, see, going into this, I was all, oh, I wonder if this will be, and I wonder if that'll be it. And then I just totally switched off and just
watched it.
Wash over me.
Yeah.
I was on the way home. I was saying I want to see it again, and I want to see it at home where I can pause every 2 seconds and look at everything that's in the back. Like the Bob Gray thing, I missed that. I want to look through it again and see all these wee bits.
I don't know what it was. I think it's maybe because I was making that T-shirt design. With the Bob Gray thing, that I just, as soon as I seen it, I was like, "There's that's what that is." But I mean, I thought it was great. Have you got anything else to add, or are we wrapping it up, man?
It's got to be bedtime, and I need to change distance. Miles, look at it. Look at it.
Right, cool, man. Right, well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you for watching. We look forward to seeing all you Pennywises at Halloween out with your Harlequins. Well, it's 2017. All you Pennywises out with your Pennywises. There's no need to be boy girl about this, is there?
We've came a long way since 1990.
Yeah.
Right, cool, man. Thank you. See you later on.
Thanks. Bye.